Hey guys, and good morning. In this particular video, we are going to be doing an introduction to SchoolNet type questions with systems of equations. And in that case, we're talking about the perimeter. So first, let's briefly review what is the perimeter and how do we go about finding that? Okay, well, if I was to draw a picture of, let's say, a rectangle or even a square, okay, the perimeter is the W has a length, as the width for W has the length. So if I add up all of my sides, okay, so if I was to do length plus width plus length plus width, I would end up getting the perimeter. Okay, I'm going to simplify this particular equation by doing 2L and combining like terms plus 2W when I combine like terms is going to equal the perimeter. Okay, so again, the perimeter formula that we're going to use is 2L plus 2W is equal to P for perimeter, because we're going to simplify that by combining my terms. I put the L's together, then I put the W's together. Okay, so let's dive into this problem. The perimeter of the rectangle is 20 feet. So here is the word is, which if we think back to our word problems that we've done before in previous grade levels, is a sign for equals. So the perimeter of a rectangle is equal to or is 20 feet. So that means I'm going to use the perimeter equation. 2L plus 2W is equal to 20. Okay, then it says the length of the rectangle is. So the length of the rectangle is, so that means that L is equal to, because it says length is 4 times the width. Well, times will be multiplication. So we're going to do 4 times the width. Okay, so here in this particular equation, systems of equations, we have a variable that is isolated or already equal to something. So we're going to use, or I'm going to suggest that we use substitution. So if L is for W, I'm going to put for W in for L. So my equation is then going to look like 2, and instead of L, I'm going to put 4W, because we're substituting or replacing, plus 2W is equal to 20. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2W is equal to 20, which gives us 10W is equal to 20. And then our last step is going to be dividing. And that's going to help us find the width. So the width is 2, but remember, I also need to find the length. Now, don't worry, I have a particular equation right here that says the length is. So the length is 4 times the width, which we know now is 2. So our length is equal to 8. Okay, so again, in this particular problem, we're looking at our perimeter equation and really making sure that we look for those keywords in our word problem. And in this case, a lot of times it's going to be is, and that's going to be a key indicator for another equation. Okay, let's move on to another one. So the perimeter of the rectangle is 96. So there was the word is 96, and it's talking about the perimeter. So we're going to do 2L plus 2W, that's a 2, is equal to 96. Okay, then we have the second part, which it says the length is 7 times the width. So the length is 7W. Okay, so again, I'm going to suggest that we're using substitution. So I'm going to take the length and plug it in there. Okay, so our new particular formula after we do substitution is going to be 2 times 7W. Add that to 2W is equal to 96. So 2 times 7 is 14W. Plus 2W is equal to 96. So that's 16W is equal to 96. Divide by 16, divide by 16, we get W is equal to 6. Okay, then if we look at our problem, the length is 7 times that. Okay, so our length is 7 times 6. And so our length is 42. Okay, doesn't seem too bad yet. We're going to look at some other ones whenever it's going to be talking about greater than, shorter than. Okay, so we did our times first. Now we're going to do two of them that is going to have the words greater than or longer than or shorter than. Okay, so intro to school net questions, and originally I had titled this day 2, but we are math 1 and we're going to do this all in one day. So again, we have the perimeter of a rectangle is 42. So 2L plus 2W is equal to 42. And then I have an equation that says the length is, so L is 5 inches longer than. So longer than would be bigger than the width. So we have the width, and then the length is 5 inches longer than that. Okay, so again, here we have substitution because we have a variable that is isolated or by itself or equal to. So now I'm going to do 2, and then I'm going to substitute L for W plus 5. Then I'm going to add 2W is equal to 42. So then do our distributive property. 2W plus 10 plus 2W is equal to 42. That gives us 4W plus 10, if I simplify, is equal to 42. Then I'm going to subtract. I got 4W is equal to 32. And then I need to do some division. And when I divide by 4, I get W is equal to 8. Okay, now don't forget, I need to find the length as well. So to find the length, I need to do 8 plus 5 because 8 was the W. And when I do so, 8 plus 5 gives me the number of 13. So my width is 8 and my length is 13. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, so this one, we need to really pay attention to the words that I see. So first I'm going to look for the perimeter is, just because we've started with perimeter for the first part of all of the word problems. So I'm going to continue to start with perimeter. Here we go. The perimeter is 46. So 2L plus 2W is equal to 46. Okay, and then we have the width. Be very careful. This one says that the width is 7 centimeters shorter than the length. So we have the width is, now the word shorter than is going to be smaller than. So we're going to use subtraction. And it is shorter than the length. So we have the length. Well, we don't know it, but whatever the length is, the width is shorter than that. So we're going to not subtract by 6. We are going to subtract by 7 because it was 7. Okay, now I'm going to use substitution. Again, be very careful. This one says that W is. So this particular part of the expression needs to be substituted in for W. So I'm going to do 2L plus 2, and then I'm going to multiply by L minus 7. And that is equal to 46. So then let's do some distributive property and combining of like terms. 2 times L is 2L, that almost looks like a 2, minus 14 is equal to 46. 2L plus 2L is 4L, minus 14 is equal to 46. Add 14 to both sides. We get 4L is equal to 60. Divide by 4 to find our L value in this case. And so L is equal to 15. And then I need to go back into the equation and find W. But don't worry, I have an equation right here that says what W is. So W is L, which was now 15. We found that, minus 7. Okay, so 15 minus 7 will give us W, and that particular value is 8. So our width is 8 and our length is 15. Okay, so I hope this video has helped you in the systems of equations with using the perimeter formula. And again, I came up with 2L plus 2W is equal to the perimeter by combining like terms. To find the perimeter, we add up all the sides, and I just simplified that again by combining like terms to give us 2L plus 2W is equal to 46. And for this particular problems, whenever we have a variable that is isolated or equal to by itself, then substitution would be the preferred method. But again, you guys have a choice to decide and what works for you. Remember, if you need me or have any questions, I'm just a private comment away on Google Classroom or even an email. Have a wonderful day.